Welcome to this deep dive. We've got this stack of sources you sent over, and we're going to try and unpack a really fascinating and, frankly, slightly concerning situation happening right now.
Yeah, it's all about this striking paradox in the U.S. approach to AI regulation, especially when you see what's happening with deepfakes. It's quite a backdrop.
Exactly. So our mission, using your material, is to get a handle on this tension. You've got these proposals for, like, AI deregulation on one side, and then these exploding threats from AI stuff like deepfakes on the other. They just feel like they're pulling in totally opposite directions.
And the timing, which your sources really highlight, is, well, it couldn't be more pointed, could it? This big deregulation idea is popping up just as these AI threats are hitting, a kind of crisis point.
Yeah, that irony is pretty stark.
Oh.
Okay, so let's unpack that paradox. Two big things happening at once. Where should we start? Maybe the regulation side.
Sounds good. So the material you shared points to this pretty significant proposal, Republican-backed, related to AI regulation. And it's been sort of quietly tucked into the House Energy and Commerce Committee's budget reconciliation bill.
Quietly tucked in. Okay, so what would it actually do, this proposal?
Well, it would slap a really broad 10-year moratorium on all state and local regulation of AI systems.
Wow, all of them.
Yeah, all of them, including AI-generated content. So yes, that means deepfakes, synthetic media, the whole lot.
Hold on. So for 10 years, states, cities,
Yeah.
they couldn't pass any new laws about AI. That feels huge.
It's described as a sweeping federal preemption. The idea is basically to stop states and local places from making or enforcing their own rules about AI models or AI decision systems for a whole decade.
Okay, and the official reason for this, according to the sources you sent us, why do this?
The justification they're giving is ostensibly to prevent a, quote, patchwork of inconsistent laws. Stop different rules popping up everywhere.
Right.
The aim is supposedly to smooth the path for, uniform federal oversight eventually.
Okay, uniformity by basically freezing local action for 10 years. Got it. Now let's pivot to the other side of this paradox, the thing that's happening right now while this is being discussed.
Exactly. While this whole deregulation idea is on the table, the U.S. is, well, it's experiencing just an unprecedented surge in AI-driven fraud and deception. It's really quite something.
And the numbers you pulled from the sources, they really paint a picture, don't they?
They absolutely do. It shows how fast the threat landscape is changing. There's a 2025 report from SumSub in your material. It says deepfake incidents shot up by an incredible 245% year over year.
Wait, 245%? In just 1 year?
Yeah. And your sources stress this isn't just like a small increase. It's being called a fundamental shift in the nature of the threat.
A fundamental shift.
Yeah.
That implies something really basic has changed in how these attacks work or how easy they are to pull off.
And you can see it. The surge is hitting people, companies, even whole economies in ways we can actually measure.
The sources had some specific examples, right, to show how widespread it is.
Yeah.
What stood out?
Well, one report mentioned that 26% of executives, a quarter of them, said their finance or accounting departments were targeted by deepfake fraud just in the past year.
26%.
Yeah.
Targeted. That suggests this isn't some niche problem. It's hitting core business functions.
It really does. And it's not just attempts. Big names like Arup and Ferrari apparently lost millions of dollars to AI-powered fraud.
Yeah.
It shows that even companies you'd think are really secure are vulnerable.
So yeah, not just individuals getting scammed anymore, major global corporations getting hit hard.
That's right. And it gets even more concerning. The FBI warned back in April 2025 about this big campaign using AI voices and text to impersonate senior U.S. officials.
Impersonating government officials using AI. What was the aim there, according to the FBI?
The goal was basically to trick people, lure them onto other platforms, and then steal their login details or just steal money directly. It's using this synthetic media text straight against, national security-related targets.
Wow. And your sources mentioned it's not just fake voices or videos, right? There are other kinds of AI fraud growing too.
Yeah, definitely. TransUnion, for instance, talks about synthetic identity and credit washing fraud hitting, quote, another record high.
Synthetic identity fraud.
Yeah, basically using AI to create totally fake people, fake identities, or to illegally clean up bad credit histories. It just hammers home how this stuff has moved from, sci-fi concepts to everyday operational headaches for businesses.
Okay, so let's put these two pieces together. We've got this proposed 10-year freeze on state and local AI rules.
Right.
Happening exactly as we see this undeniable, massive, fast-growing crisis driven by the same AI tech like deepfakes.
That collision, that's the absolute core tension your sources are pointing to. The timing just makes it incredibly dramatic, doesn't it?
Yeah. The reason given for the moratorium is, okay, avoid fragmented rules. But the practical effect, if it passes, is you take away the power of states and cities to react, precisely when these AI threats are exploding and changing so fast, it seems. Counterintuitive.
It definitely raises some serious questions, about the wisdom of such broad deregulation right now, when the bad actors are clearly getting so much better at using AI for harm.
And your sources also noted that our current rule books, our regulations, they just weren't built for this kind of synthetic media world.
Exactly right. The existing frameworks come from a different era of technology. These new AI fraud methods are specifically designed to slip through the cracks, because the tech just moved faster than the rules.
So this isn't just some abstract policy fight in Washington. It's like a really current story with huge stakes, companies losing millions and potentially affecting, you listening as these scams become more common.
It really underscores how fast this moved from being maybe a future worry, science fiction almost, to being a daily challenge that organizations are grappling with today.
So this deep dive, looking at your sources, it really lays bare this critical tension right now. This push for wide-ranging AI deregulation bumping right up against a rapidly worsening crisis fueled by deepfakes and AI fraud.
Yeah, and it kind of sums up these bigger dilemmas we're all facing, doesn't it? Innovation versus safety, federal power versus local control, and just this huge gap between what the tech can do and whether our rules are ready for it.
Thinking about all this specific clash, fast tech causing real harm, right? There's a proposal to pause local rules. What broader thought does that leave you with about the challenge of governing AI going forward? And that's it for this episode of The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.